Seeing the sales agent was nervous, afraid she'd lose her job for offending Charlie. He just waved his hand casually. "It's no big deal. I don't hold grudges." After a moment, Charlie added, "By the way, why don't you tell these short-sighted people a little bit about Villa A5? The sales agent quickly turned to the others and said, "Our Thompson Villa community is divided into 4 types, A, B, C, and D. The best is Type A, which is the largest model. It has 3 stories above ground and 2 basement levels. There's a private elevator inside. The total living space is over 10,000 square feet, and it comes with front and back yards that are thousands of square feet. The price is over $100 million. It is the most expensive villa in our entire Thompson development and in all of Oris Hill." When those words came out, everyone's jaw dropped. Charlie, who dressed in ordinary clothes and whose family lived in a modest apartment, owned a villa that sold for over $100 million? Harold's face turned extremely ugly. His sister and parents were practically seething with jealousy. Wendy asked in disbelief, "Charlie, how did you get a villa here?" Charlie smiled faintly. "Someone gave it to me. Is there a problem?" "Why you?" Wendy was furious. She was so ambitious and had such high hopes for her own life, but she didn't have a chance in hell of living in a luxurious villa like this. Why did Charlie get to live here? Charlie couldn't be bothered to answer her. Instead, he looked at her brother Harold and smiled. "Harold, weren't you just saying you were going to jump off the building? When are you planning on doing that?" Harold's face was pale and twisted with anger. He clenched his fists and spat. "Charlie, stop messing with me. I still don't believe you can afford this villa. And I especially don't believe someone would just give it to you. Tell me, how did you get this villa?" Charlie just shook his head and smiled, then said to the crowd, "See? This is what it looks like when you can't admit you're wrong." Then he turned back to Harold. "Harold, with your abilities, you might be worthy of buying a regular high-rise apartment, so you can work as a security guard for people like us who live in the villas. You are not worthy of living in a place like this, let alone knowing how I got it. It's none of your business. All you need to know is that this is a place you could never afford in your entire life. You!" Harold's expression was absolutely venomous. It was the first time he had ever been so thoroughly insulted by Charlie. But the worst part was, he couldn't even think of a comeback. How could he? His family had struggled to buy a 2,400 square foot apartment, and even that was a stretch. They had been hesitating and second-guessing it. But Charlie actually had the largest, most expensive villa here. The gap between them was just too massive. He had been completely and utterly humiliated by Charlie. It made his blood boil. He gritted his teeth and said with a dark look, "Charlie, you've got some nerve. You get a huge villa like this and you don't even think to invite us over? Do you even have any respect for the Wilson family anymore?" Charlie smiled and said, "Weren't you always saying I'm not really part of the Wilson family? So why would you expect an invitation?" With that, Charlie turned to Clare. "Honey, since we're here, why don't we go see our new villa?" Clare blurted out, "What the hell is going on here?" Charlie smiled. "I'll explain everything to you slowly, later." Just after he spoke, he suddenly heard a familiar voice. "Oh, if it isn't my eldest brother and sister-in-law. Are you buying a house in Thompson? How amazing!" It was Elaine, and with her was Jacob. Charlie and Clare were a little surprised. Why were they both here? Clare hurried forward and asked, "Mom? Dad? Why are you here?" Elaine said, "Your Noah and Yvonne called us. They said they wanted to look at a house in Thompson and asked us to come along and give them some pointers." As Elaine spoke, she glanced at Charlie. a flicker of annoyance in her eyes. The truth was, she didn't want to come at all. Just yesterday, she'd gotten into a fight with her daughter and threatened to move out of their old house. Then, out of the blue, she got a call from Noah's family asking her and Jacob to come along while they looked at houses. Look at houses? Weren't they just calling them over to rub it in their faces that they could afford to buy in Thompson? Elaine was fuming, but she didn't dare disrespect Noah, the head of their side of the family, so she had to rush over with her husband just to play along. That's why she was so upset with Charlie. If she'd found a more capable son-in-law, she might have been the one living in Thompson first. At that moment, she looked at her sister-in-law, Yvonne, put on a flattering smile and gushed, "Yvonne, you are just incredible! Buying a house in Thompson, just like that! I'm so jealous. Who knows how long we'll be stuck in our old place? A luxurious house like this in Thompson is just a dream. The one you bought is 2,400 square feet, right? I doubt our family could save that much money in 50 years. Even though she was furious with Noah's family, Elaine knew she had to suck up to them, so she laid the flattery on thick. Harold's mother, Yvonne's expression turned ugly. She glared at Elaine and said coldly, "Elaine, what's that supposed to mean? Are you looking down on us?" Yvonne was about to explode. The whole reason she'd invited Jacob and Elaine was so they could watch her family buy a magnificent Thompson villa. She wanted to feel superior and rub it in their faces, but she never expected that their own son-in-law, Charlie, was so capable. He'd actually gotten a Thompson villa. It was infuriating, and she was insanely jealous. And now here was Elaine deliberately complimenting her on buying a 2,400 square foot place. Wasn't that just making fun of her? Her family had a villa worth over $100 million, and she was saying she envied me? Saying you'll never live in a luxurious house like this? It's like she's putting a curse on us. Elaine had no idea what was happening. She had tried to flatter Yvonne the moment she arrived, but Yvonne accused her of looking down on them. Elaine felt completely wronged. She'd tried to kiss up to her sister-in-law, and in return, she'd been treated with contempt. Look down on her? She wouldn't dare look down on her even if she were on her knees. So, Elaine swallowed her pride and continued to flatter. "Oh, Yvonne, compared to you, I'm nothing. It's like a flashlight next to the sun. Why would I ever look down on you? Look at you, living the good life, about to move into a Thompson estate. And then look at me. I'm still stuck in that tiny, run-down place. It's practically falling apart. How could that ever compare to your Thompson estate? Of course I'm jealous of you." Yvonne Garcia got even more furious at Elaine's words, so much so that she was speechless. Her husband, Noah, standing beside her, gritted his teeth and snapped, "Elaine, do you get some kick out of mocking Yvonne like this? It's just a villa. What are you so arrogant about?" Then he turned to his brother Jacob and said coldly, "Jacob, do you and your wife even consider me your brother anymore? You get a villa, and now you're acting all high and mighty?" Jacob was completely stunned. "Villa? What villa? Brother, are you the one buying a villa? Wow, you must be loaded." When Noah heard this, he assumed Jacob was deliberately messing with him. He got furious and snapped, "Jacob, really? Why would you say something like that? Is it because you get to live in a Thompson villa now? Are you just trying to rub it in my face?" Jacob was stunned. "What? I live in a Thompson villa? Big brother, aren't you the one who's always making fun of me about stuff like this?" Elaine was also confused. "Noah, are you sure you've got this right? There must be some kind of misunderstanding." Noah pointed at Charlie and said with a sour expression, "Your son-in-law is the one who got a Thompson villa. Why don't you let him tell you all about it?" Elaine and Jacob were both speechless. They stared at Charlie in disbelief and asked, "Charlie, is what your uncle said true? Did you really get a Thompson villa?" Charlie nodded. "Mom, Dad, it's true. Someone gave me a villa for helping them out." "Who gave it to you?" Elaine blurted out, her eyes lighting up with pure joy. Charlie said, I helped a friend with some energy alignment issues, and he gave me the villa as a thank you. Elaine was practically bouncing with excitement. Well, take us to see it. Gosh, a Thompson villa. I never even dreamed this could happen. Just then, Claire pulled Charlie aside and whispered, Charlie, what's really going on? Charlie gave her a small smile and whispered back, whispering, someone really did give me a villa. If you don't believe me, let's go check it out right now. When Elaine looked over at Noah and his wife, she felt a wave of superiority wash over her. So, you buy a big apartment and drag me along to look at it? Well, now I'm the one moving into the Thompson Villa area. You've looked down on me for so long, but now the tables have turned. So she put on a deliberate smile and said, Oh, Noah, Yvonne, since you're all here with Harold and Wendy, why don't we all go take a look at the villa together? What do you think? Noah wanted nothing more than to leave right then, but his wife Yvonne grabbed his arm. She winked at him, then said to Elaine, All right, in that case, let's go have a look. As she spoke, she leaned in and whispered into her husband's ear, Later, I'll take some photos and videos to show Lady Wilson. Once she sees this villa, she'll naturally make them let her move in. Get it? Noah's eyes lit up. His wife had a brilliant plan. This was perfect. So Charlie led the group into the Thompson Villa area. The moment they stepped inside, everyone started looking around. The atmosphere in the villa area was leagues better than the high-rise apartments outside. It was incredibly elegant. So Charlie, where's this villa of yours? Wendy asked loudly, deliberately trying to embarrass him. Charlie pulled out the key, walked right past Wendy with a smile, and headed for the villa directly in front of them. This is it, he said. Unit A5. With everyone watching, Charlie kept a straight face, put the key in the lock, and opened the villa door with a gentle push. The door swung open smoothly, revealing a breathtaking garden inside. The lock turned. Wendy was stunned. Harold and his parents were completely speechless. Even Clare held her breath, rubbing her eyes hard as she stared straight ahead. In the center of the garden stood a magnificent and spacious luxury villa, complete with gazebos, flowers, and trees. This is insane! Noah was the first to snap out of it, exclaiming in shock. Harold's face turned ugly. Who would give a loser like you such an amazing villa? He said angrily. I don't believe it. Believe it or not, it was given to me, Charlie said, not bothering to explain any further. Wendy shot Charlie a hateful look, huffed in anger, and said sourly, Charlie, what makes you think you deserve a villa this expensive? Charlie just smiled and replied, That has nothing to do with you. The group stood in stunned silence in the entryway. No one could wrap their head around it. The owner of the most expensive villa in all of Oris Hill was actually Charlie.
To know more, listen to the audio series Heir in Hiding, only on the Pocket FM app.